Well,
Yeah.
19, like historical events.
Yeah.
Well, in 1970, the church that I work at, actually right on the corner, was arsoned by someone.
In part because they were a sanctuary for LGBT people, and also just what they would call the hippies at that time.
Okay.
So it was like a church that was like anti-war and like pro-gay people, which was a problem for someone who took 12 gallons of gasoline and burned a Gothic and burned the church down.
Were they caught? You know?
No, they were not caught. And so what happens is actually if you walk one way that way and one block that way on 18th and P, you can see the ruins of the church, what's left of it, and now the church that's there worships in what used to be the parish hall.
What was the name of that church?
St. Thomas. And right now we're trying to rebuild the church.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
40 years later.
Better late than never.
Do you have like a favorite part of this area that you like to like visit? Do you have any little hiding holes?
I like the Spanish Steps over off of, I don't remember what side street that is, but it's really pretty, and it's usually simply like people hang out there, probably have lunch, or just want to be by themselves.
Yeah, those are really good. Favorite.
Do you have like
where do I go?
Yeah,
I like Filter a lot.
Filter.
There's
Filter's good.
good coffee. Really good coffee. So, but sometimes I'll go there and hang out. I go in the Starbucks and hang out, or I like to work.
I like
out
Kramer's
there.
Books too.
Kramer Books is really good.
Yeah.
So it's a cafe and a bookstore.
Yeah, it's been around for a
I
while.
like the idea of that.
It's really good.
We should go there for warmth.
I'm getting a lot
Like,
of
starts in
these.
about 2 hours. So yeah, definitely.
What sort of interesting people have you met in this area?
Us.
I would.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Sometimes like there are Washington Post food critics that would come into the Kramer's bookstore looking at the cookbooks, and they would ask you questions like,
Did you still work there?
No, I would just hang
Oh,
out
you
there a
just hang
lot.
out
Like,
there.
they would normally wait for a bus. I'd be like, okay, I got 15 minutes to kill, and go look at books. And they'd come in and they're like, so what are you looking at? Like, oh, I'm looking at this cookbook. Why? And they'd ask you like conspicuous questions all the whole time, like totally kind of just figuring out what people's food interests are. So, during the Clinton impeachment scandal, that's where Monica Lewinsky bought the book Leaves of Grass.
Yeah.
And she bought that there for him at that store. So they subpoenaed the bookstore, trying to get the records of it. They refused. And they were almost brought up on contempt. So they had a T-shirt for a long time saying, like, you know, I went to Kramer's and all I got was a lousy subpoena. And people were like, and it was also where they had hard copies of the whole Star Report. Like that was like just on those shelves for like, it was off the shelves pretty quickly too.
That's cool.
Gotta get
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other, like the whole Embassy Row here, these were all mansions, in a lot of cases of really rich people from the Gilded Age who made their profit off of all the industrial stuff that's going on.
I have one more. Do you have any personal stories about like why you moved to this area, or like just like a funny story? Like, hey, I was walking down the street one day and I found this dog.
I would say like waiting for the buses around here is always kind of an adventure because you just never know what's going to go by. Not funny. I mean, I did see somebody commit suicide like right on. This guy was on a skateboard and he just threw himself over the edge.
Oh God.
Stopped traffic. That was in the middle of rush hour. One of your things is just like people who yell out whatever's in their minds. It's just kind of like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like you're just kind of like, oh, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe that was God talking through you. That was a definitive no.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks for
Shake
coming
hands.
over. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Working in this store for a long time?
Yeah, a couple years, yeah.
Do you know of any like significant historical events that have happened in this area?
Neighborhood.
Yeah. So the neighborhood's like grown a bit more, or in just like in the time that you've been working here, have you seen any major changes?
No, this is a pretty long-standing, well-respected neighborhood.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite part of this area? Like, do you have any like little shops that you like to go to, or like things that you like to see?
Other than here?
Yeah. Well, somebody told us that this was their favorite place, so we came here.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, I used to like going to the movies here, but they closed the movie shop.
Oh.
I don't know. It's nice having the park.
Okay. And what type of interesting people have you met working here?
Oh, lots of foreign diplomats,
Oh, there.
politicians. Every once in a while we get an actor, local actor.
And do you have any personal stories that you've lived through in this area that just like a funny story or something?
Sure. You know, one time a homeless guy needed to go to the bathroom and he just...
Oh,
Oh dear. Lovely.
on the floor.
That was
Bookshop. Are there any stories about the bookshop?
Or how long has it been here?
Yeah. Oh, I wrote this down. 1976.
Alright.
Like why it was open, like who opened it.
the three guys that own it, they opened it together because they wanted to run a bookshop cafe. It was the first one in the country.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice talking to you.
I know, I
Are
think I'm
you
gonna buy some
aware
for
of any of like the significant historical things that have happened in this area? Like maybe when you're here or
specifically
not right now?
LGBT.
When it comes to LGBT issues,
Yes.
I mean, well, it was the gay neighborhood for many, many years, but gentrification has entered in, so it's not as gay as it used to be.
Have you ever seen any rallies or parades?
I have seen most all of them that have been here, and I've participated in a majority of them because of my representation with the Human Rights Campaign.
What's your favorite part of living in this area?
The ability to get around without using a vehicle.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yes.
Mhm.
And have you met any like really interesting people?
It's met lots of interesting
Yeah.
people here, but you know, you get to see people that you recognize on TV that live in the neighborhood. As the president drives by here all the time.
Did you wave at him?
I tried, but he never raised back.
Oh, how rude. Yeah.
He's kind of busy.
Oh. And do you have any personal stories that you'd like to share, just like about the history of this area, or
Well,
like?
what I love about DuPont Circle is not so much that it's the gay neighborhood, but what it is. And what I understand it is in the early 1800s, the DuPont Circle was settled by our forefathers in the Industrial Revolutions. And these are all the homes that you're very rich who were coming to Washington to lobby the government. But back in the 1800s, they didn't have lobbyists, so the owners of these companies would come here. And so that's what you're seeing in this neighborhood is really large homes that were developed by our most wealthiest people in the early 1800s. And they were coming here to lobby the government to do whatever they needed to do. So that's what you're seeing. So it's about the historical aspect of, you know, what these homes represent.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
On the road again, moving on. For
has our trip been? If anyone wants to pull over and talk.
I like this trip.
think
This
it's
is
been
fun.
great.
You know, it's just like, hey,
yeah.
yeah, like you get a grade for hanging out with your friends in DC for a day. Like
At first,
yeah.
I was kind of like, oh,
God.
interesting people.
Yeah, like really interesting people. Like really interesting people.
So, would we recommend DuPont Circle?
Yeah,
And I think what we learned.
Sure.
It seems really boring at first, but it's actually
yeah, you
really
have
fun.
to talk to the people. Like that guy, those people playing chess over there.
The dogs.
Pet all the dogs and then talk to the people while you're petting the dog.
Bye, DuPont Circle.
Bye.